Well, good afternoon, everybody. Adam here from Streaming the Magic. Came over to Epcot today because I heard that coming up on the 14th is the last day of the EPCOT Experience. Now, if you're not familiar with the EPCOT Experience, what that is it's that little show building over behind Test Track area, kind of in between Test Track and the World Showcase, where they have that experience going on that's telling about future projects here at Epcot, what they're working on, what they're planning on, some of the different things for the future of Epcot. As you can see, Epcot under construction like crazy right now. I mean, you can't hardly look around anywhere without seeing big giant construction walls. So we're gonna head out over to the EPCOT Experience because they have said that it is closing on the 14th. Now, an Imagineer released a social media post saying that it was gonna be closing on the 14th because most of the projects are underway or are going to be completed soon. So what I wanted to do is go over to the EPCOT Experience, watch the show one more time, and then kind of do an update. Let's keep them honest. Let's keep them real. Let's see how their projects are going. Let's see which projects are going to happen, which projects have been changed around a little bit, and maybe which projects were completely canceled and are never going to happen. So let's head back on over to the EPCOT Experience and take one last look. So this is the norm these days. These big construction walls here at Epcot. You kind of feel like a rat in a cage kind of when you're coming in and when you're going out because you zigzag through these construction walls like crazy. When are these construction walls coming down? More importantly, what's going to be behind these construction walls when they do? We used to kind of think we knew what was going to happen here at Epcot, but now it's kind of safe to say we have no idea. Their plans keep changing, they keep evolving. Some of the things that they announce just disappear and different projects come up in their place. So when these construction walls actually do come down, it'll be interesting to see what pops up behind them. So here is one of the projects that is discussed in the EPCOT Experience. This is the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind. This one's actually coming along, guys, although I will say that this has been under construction here for years. Years and years. This is the old Universe of Energy, Ellen's Energy Adventure building, which I'm guessing will be mostly Q, because they have built that giant show building over kind of next to where the Wonders of Life pavilion used to be. So you can see they've got some actual construction going on outside here of the show itself. So things are coming along. Now they did leak, an Imagineer or somebody from Disney did leak on social media that they were excited for their Memorial Day opening. That tweet was promptly removed. So it's hard to say, will Guardians of the Galaxy be opening around Memorial Day? It seems like it will. We've heard a lot more about what the ride system is inside. We've actually seen pictures of them. We've seen some shots of the ride vehicles themselves, and they're saying that they're doing their test and adjust system and period right now. So this one, guys, this could be opening soon. I know Kristen's really excited about it. I'm not sure how excited I am. I know that the vehicles will go in reverse, they'll go sideways. I don't know how I feel about a backwards roller coaster, but this one is interesting. Guardians of the Galaxy. This may be open in the next couple of months. Finally, another previewed attraction from the EPCOT Experience, Space 220. Hey, guess what? Space 220 happened, guys, and it's great. Space 220, the restaurant here just outside of Mission Space, is amazing. Kristen has been able to go twice. I've been able to go once. So as you can see here, the sign for Space 220 is right here, but that's one of the attractions. I guess it's more of a restaurant that was talked about in the EPCOT Experience. But this was delivered exactly as promised. What a great restaurant experience. I know it's not really owned by Disney. It's an outside company that owns Space 220, but still the theming and the elevator going up into Space 220, all class act, A+, wonderful attraction, wonderful restaurant, seriously delivered on 100%. Talk about a bygone attraction of the past. One of my most favorite attractions from Epcot opening back in the 80s. I used to sit here right where Test Track is. the World of Motion. Now, the World of Motion was sponsored by GM, and it was all about cars. And I remember they had the building is essentially the same. This rounded building here is the exact same building from World of Motion, the old attraction. You used to get an Omnimover car that you would get on, and the Omnimover would come and circle outside the building as it went upstairs and inside this giant show building. Think about it was very much like Spaceship Earth, but man, was that an awesome ride. It does take a second, though, to my most favorite ride of the past, which is Horizons, which is where Mission Space sits now. Horizons was such an amazing ride. Very little left of Horizons except for they did take down the whole building. They took down everything. It was said that there was a sinkhole underneath the structure of the Horizons building, and that's why they removed it. Now, the only thing you'll find left of Horizons is if you go into the queue for Mission Space, in the center of the space wheel, there is a little Horizons logo that you can still see. That's about the only thing that's left. Okay, so we're heading now over to the Odyssey building. Now, this is the Odyssey building here that used to be a restaurant. Now it's more used for, well, the EPCOT Experience, and also it was used for some special events. Little known trivia, when I used to be a cast member, there's actually a Subway right there on the other side that's cast members only. I'm not sure, I haven't been back there for many years now since I was in the college program, but this building actually houses the cast member break room and the cast member cafeteria, which is right back there on the left. And there's a Subway back there. Used to be great. Remember, you could leave your work day at Epcot and go get a sub. It's kind of fun. So I don't see any signs up here. I can see the pink and obviously this sign here, but yeah, I don't think there was ever any signage up out here for the EPCOT Experience. But we're gonna go inside, we're gonna check it out one last time before it closes on Monday. All right, everybody, here we are at the EPCOT Experience inside the Odyssey building. I always loved this sign. It's actually really cool. Remember when they used to sell, they had shirts and other kind of EPCOT merchandise that you could buy here just outside. That was awesome. I remember they also had some artwork that showcased some bygone attractions that were back over here. Now I think it's just tables, but let's go on inside. Let's watch this presentation. It's a really cool 3D kind of projection mapping presentation. Let's go watch the presentation one last time, and let's kind of take a tour of EPCOT and see how things are coming, how some of the attractions they're working on are coming along, and what we think about the future of some of these attractions and some of these previews that they're bringing about. So let's head on inside and take a look.
In fact, the heart of everything we'll be doing in Disney World will be our experimental prototype city of tomorrow. We call it EPCOT.
So we just finished watching the show a couple of times, and as we came out, we realized what's really cool is, hey, look, there's the poster for World of Motion. I was just telling you about that ride that is where Test Track is now. You've got all the attractions here. What I like is that you've got some attractions that are still here, some that aren't. Like, look, the Living Seas. Oh, look, there's Horizons. Oh my gosh. What are they gonna do with this poster when they close this pavilion is what I wanna know. I would do anything to have a Horizons poster like this. This attraction has been closed for so many years, but has always been my favorite. Look at that. You rode in little sideways vehicles. Oh my gosh, it was so much fun. So you've got other things like the Journey of Water for Moana that's right next to the Horizon. So you've got closed attraction, coming attraction, World Celebration that may or may not be coming. That's that festival area that's in the center. that's under construction right now. The land, we know that's still there. Italy, Sorin, Morocco. Wow, that's really cool. Those posters are pretty awesome. All right, so we've left the Odyssey Pavilion here, and now we're kind of gonna head around World Showcase here and take a look at some of the things that are actually open now, and some of the things that may not happen. You know what was really interesting is watching that show again. I haven't seen it since probably before October, before all the 50th celebration happened. A lot of the stuff in there is actually open or opening soon. Things like Remy and Harmonious, things that have been open. So, I mean, they do make a good point that they're going to have to stop this show because, you know, everything is pretty much already open. But keep in mind, a lot was removed from that show. So let's kind of go around World Showcase and we can talk about some of the projects that were removed. Now, before we get too far, I want to talk to you about a specific artist rendering in that show. This rendering was not removed. It went through the process a couple of times because they changed that show a couple of times where they took out things like the refurb of Spaceship Earth, and they took out the Mary Poppins ride over at UK, but they left in concept work for a television studio at EPCOT. Interesting. Now, here you can see the concept art. It only stays on the screen for about 10 seconds or so, but you can see clearly that it's a television style, almost like a Good Morning America news program. You can see anchors sitting at a desk with a camera person and a producer. You also see Spaceship Earth in the background. I've thought a lot about this, and I think that concept art, that one piece of concept art, is going to be something huge. So it's my idea that when you wake up in your hotel room here at Disney in the morning, you're going to be greeted by a live Good Morning America style television show brought to you from right here at EPCOT in the morning. They may have live reports from around Walt Disney World. Maybe they'll have a live reporter over at Animal Kingdom feeding the elephants. Maybe they'll have somebody over at Magic Kingdom telling you about the merchandise that's there. Buy the blue cup, buy the red cup, whatever's happening that day. I think this is a huge thing. I think you're going to be able to watch it in your resort room. I think you're going to be able to watch it on a big screen while you're having breakfast at your quick service location at your resort. I think that has huge implications around Walt Disney World. I bet you they'll put it on YouTube. I bet you can watch it from home. It'll be a morning show to showcase what's happening live at Walt Disney World that day. We will see. There is no proof. Nobody has ever said a word about it. The only thing is that one little piece of concept art. So we'll see what happens from that. So we're gonna start walking here around the World Showcase. And I can see China is coming up here. So interestingly enough, China, the movie there is going to be updated. So let's go see what the current movie is. And it looked like the scenes from the EPCOT Experience for the China movie look great. I would love to see a new movie in China. So hopefully that's coming soon. Let's go check it out. So here as we go under the pagoda here of China into the China Pavilion, I'm gonna go take a look and see. Right now it's still Reflections of China. And I don't believe that that's the updated movie yet. Guys, I have to be honest with you, I'm not sure. I haven't heard anything about a China movie coming or a new movie. All they have here still is this Reflections of China, which is the circle vision that says Discover Ageless Beauty. So if there's an updated Circle Vision movie coming to China, I definitely would love to see it. I know I do love Circle Vision. I've always loved the movie over in Canada. So we're excited to see the modern wonders of China. You know, if you don't take time to look around, you miss things, especially here at the China Pavilion. Look at all these lily pads in the rock garden here. Man, is it beautiful. It's just a spectacular pavilion. One that we probably don't come into enough. Man, there must be a lot of frogs here. And I remember when I used to work here at night, we'd walk by and all you could hear are frogs. Beautiful pavilion, great spot for egg rolls over here. I'm excited to see the new movie coming. So as we're making our way around the World Showcase, I'm reminded that another one of the previewed attractions in the EPCOT Experience is behind me. It's Harmonious, which debuted back for the 50th in October, on October 1st. Ended up being an awesome show. Well, it didn't end up being everything that I hoped it would be. The general consensus of people I talked to really loved the show. It does involve a lot of Disney music. I was hoping for something that was a little more original with some original score, kind of like Illuminations, but to each his own. That's me. I'm sure everybody else that I've talked to really loves the show. So you can see the centerpieces of the show here behind me. However, there is a discrepancy here. Originally, the concept art said that Harmonious, these giant barges and the big circular showpieces behind me, would be covered during the day by fountains, by colorful, giant, artistic fountains. Now, I wish I had some video of it, but I don't, of them testing these fountains, because they did test them for a while. The fountains ended up more looking like a leaky fire hydrant than they did covering up any of the show art. So I think they ended up doing away with the fountain, and now they just leave the video screens on all day. A lot of people are kind of upset about the fact that those showpieces are sitting out there. It kind of takes away from the beauty of the World Showcase. I, unfortunately, am one of those people. I really liked when they took all the barges out for the day and when they brought them back, because part of what I really love about EPCOT so much is the World Showcase and the beauty, and be able to look across the lagoon and see the other countries on the other side. So, well, it's a great show, and I'm glad that they brought it back and they did some new things with it. Overall, it's a great show, and they definitely delivered on what they promised. Look at this amazingly beautiful dragon topiary here at Japan in the World Showcase. We were just walking by and we just realized that it's here. We didn't see it when we were here last time because it was so dark and they don't have any lights on it, but man, that is a really cool dragon topiary. There you can see Spaceship Earth in the background and the Harmonious barges. Man, we really love Flower and Garden Festival. That topiary is spectacular. Wow, it's amazing. And you can see they've got the drummers here. So glad that the drummers are back. We're so super happy about that too. So we stopped over briefly here in the Colombia pavilion with the gardens here, in between Morocco and France. Apparently they have a new Encanto magic photo pass spot here, but it must be closed. We see a stanchion over there, but what a great spot for a magic photo for PhotoPass here involving Encanto here at Colombia. We missed it today, but we're gonna have to come back because we hear it's a really cool photo. So we'll stop back and check on this one. Okay, off to France. Here we are in France, the City of Lights. So one of the pavilions here that was just recently updated with Remy and Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille Adventure and their new crepe restaurant. And that pavilion has turned out amazing. Of course, the Remy's Ratatouille Adventure modeled after or cloned after the Remy ride over in Disneyland Paris. So that is another one of those attractions there listed on the EPCOT Experience that just opened October 1st as well. So a lot of those opened with the 50th anniversary, just as described and just as promised. So let's go back and take a really quick look at Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. You can get a quick view of the Skyliner and of the International Gateway where the Friendship boats dock here in the back of the park. You know what I really like about this new edition of Remy's Ratatouille back here is they put this sign here, if you can see it, before you go back into the attraction so that you don't have to go all the way back there. You can see it's a 90-minute wait right now. So before we even head back to the attraction, we kind of have an idea how busy it is, which is nice because there's not a lot of room back here. And so they don't want a whole lot of people coming back here and just saying, oh my gosh, you know, the ride is 90 minutes, I'm not gonna ride on it, so let's go back. So I think that's really a really cool time saver that they put over there to let people kind of have a heads up before they get back. There's the new La Crêperie de Paris. Kristen actually got to eat over here at the new crepe restaurant, and she said it was a really good deal. She said that for the price, you did get a lot of food. and that it was pretty tasty. She said that there was a kind of a set menu you could get if you just wanted to get one of each, including a drink, or kind of pick one of the crepes and one of the dessert crepes. She said it was a really good deal and it was good. I haven't been in there yet. It's on my list. So what I'd like to point out is that a lot of the scenes, the show scenes for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure that you see in the EPCOT Experience are actual show scenes, are show scenes from the ride. So when you're watching those, and I didn't even realize this until now because now I've ridden the ride. So all those scenes from Remy's Ratatouille Adventure that you see in the EPCOT Experience are directly from the ride. And there were a lot of them. You almost see all the scenes. I realized that you see a lot of the show scenes from this ride just right there in the EPCOT Experience. So I guess that makes sense why they're removing that as well. So it looks like it's 90 minutes for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. Man, this fountain is just spectacular with all the little mice. They're rats. Yeah, they're rats. It's such a cool fountain with all the rats there and the champagne bottles. Beautiful. So I will point out that they used to have this gift shop right here, this kiosk, this outdoor kiosk that is just right, as you exit the ride, this kiosk here that had all of Remy and Ratatouille merchandise. Since day one, I have not seen it open. This has always been closed. I think they sold out. They had those really cool hats, the chef hats. They had the little mice that would crawl around on your shirt. And rats, they had the little rats that would crawl around on your shirt. Sorry, I keep saying mice, but they're rats. They would crawl around on your shirt. They had a ton of really cool merchandise here, but I have not seen this open since October. They sold out of all this merchandise, and I guess they haven't been able to resource it and re-get it back. So their merchandise location here has always been closed. But other than that, I feel like they did a spectacular job at opening this area. If you've been to the area in Paris, just outside of Paris, at Disneyland Paris, that this is modeled after at the Disney Studios there, comment and let me know what you think, and let me know if you think that they did a good job accurately depicting that area. I think they did a great job. I think that they brought to life this area of Remy's Ratatouille just as good as the area over in actual Paris, although they do have the restaurant there. Paris has the restaurant. Look at these beautiful flowers as I'm exiting. Guys, if you know what these are, let me know in the comments. These are beautiful, gorgeous, huge flowers for the Flower Garden Festival. Of course, my shadow's right in the way, but wow, those are beautiful. They smell, you can actually just smell them. They are so fragrant and so beautiful. Wow, yeah, Flower and Garden is my favorite time of the year here. They really go all out. So it just adds to the beauty of this pavilion. All these flowers hanging and all in the pots here. Oh, just beautiful. All right, well, let's keep on going because we've got a couple of more places to visit here as we revisit all the projects from the EPCOT Experience. The next one we're moving along to is the United Kingdom. I know Kristen is very sad about the project that was canceled over there. Bob Chapek just kind of rehashed this project and said that it's just on hold. It hasn't gone away completely yet, but let's kind of get over to the United Kingdom and I'll talk about what that project was, where it was supposed to be, and what our thoughts are on it. Oh my gosh, everybody, I was just walking by and I missed Tinkerbell. Look, that's awesome. Look at the Tinkerbell topiary. Oh, that reminds me of little baby Tinks. That's so pretty. Oh, their topiaries are awesome. And look, there's like a little fairy house here too. How awesome is that? They've got like little fairy houses everywhere, and there's Tinkerbell just hanging out right outside the United Kingdom here. So you can go grab some fish and chips and you can hang out with Tinkerbell. I love it. All right, so we've made it to the United Kingdom Pavilion. And here we're gonna make our way kind of into the back because this is where I believe they were going to put the new Mary Poppins attraction. So Bob Chapek just mentioned that lots of people were upset about the cancellation of the Mary Poppins attraction. They originally had concept artwork for this attraction at the EPCOT Experience, but it was subsequently removed, of course. Now, I'm not completely positive if this attraction was going to just be a carousel or if it was going to be an actual dark ride, but man, everybody was super excited about it. You know, my wife Kristen, it's her favorite movie, Mary Poppins. She was so excited for a Mary Poppins attraction. Now, I would have loved a Mary Poppins dark ride, perhaps something that you could ride back here. I don't know where they'd put the show building. There's not really a lot of room. I know that back there behind here, there just isn't really a lot of room. I imagine that they would have to move this stage and this area here. And I think that then you would probably have enough room for a carousel. So, you know, one of the famous scenes from the movie is where they're riding the carousel horses off into the countryside. What a great attraction that would be. I know Kristen would really, really, really love it. So, kind of feeling disappointed that that attraction was removed. A lot of this had to do with the pandemic and the shutdown. So when that happened, I think that there were a lot of attractions that were removed from the EPCOT Experience list, and the Mary Poppins attraction, unfortunately, was one of those. So, kind of sad, because you know the World Showcase desperately needed another attraction. All the World Showcase has right now as far as attractions are the Grand Fiesta Tour. Well, now we have Ratatouille, Remy's Ratatouille in France, and we also have Frozen. So it's got 3 attractions, but man, desperately needed another one in this area. A carousel, even just a carousel here, I think, would have been really, really great. So kind of feeling sad and depressed about that, but you know what? That's okay, because the Rose and Crown Pub is just right over here. So you know what? I'm gonna go get myself a pint. Don't mind if I do. Kristen, I'm gonna put you on the spot. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you think that little baby Harper really would have loved a Mary Poppins carousel ride?
There's no doubt in my mind.
Do you think she would have loved it?
I love Mary Poppins. Mary Poppins is my favorite Walt Disney World character, my favorite Walt Disney movie, and I know that Harper would equally love a Mary Poppins ride because she doesn't get enough love here on property.
Who would have liked the Mary Poppins ride more, you or baby Harper?
I'll just be honest.
I just told everybody, I said, I'm kind of sad that there's not going to be a ride here. Even a carousel would have been cool, but I said, that's okay. The Rose and Crown is open. Let's go get a pint.
Let's go.
Hello, little one. Do you know Mary Poppins? Would you like
her Mary Poppins shirt?
Would you like a spot of tea? Perhaps. All right, let's go. Just as we were getting ready to head out of the back area here of the United Kingdom, the piano player came out and is going to play some nice relaxing music. I like this. It's very peaceful.
Next time we'll have to come and just sit here and relax more.
I love it. It's Mary Poppins music.
It is.
She loves it. Let's go fly a kite. Da, da, do you want to go fly a kite, baby Harper?
She's coming out.
No!
She's coming out.
Oh my gosh, Mary Poppins is here. Oh my gosh, I'm glad we stayed. Here comes Mary Poppins. Oh gosh. Kristen,
No.
give me your phone, I'll get a picture.
No, no, no.
Oh my goodness. She's practically perfect in every way. Hello. Are you starstruck? Do you want a picture quick?
Well, they won't. They stop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay.
But that's okay. When the characters come out, they don't stop to take photos. That's why they've got an entourage.
We were just standing here, and then all of a sudden, Mary Poppins, the infamous, the famous Mary Poppins just came out.
That just made my day.
Are you beside yourself?
I am.
You were speechless.
I was speechless. So I got my video because I know the protocol. Like, let them go to their spot, and that's why they come out with people. So I wanted to make sure I got a little video to remember it.
Well, Alice is over that. That means
she did a little turn over there.
She did a little turn.
She
that
did
means
a little turn.
Alice must be coming back this way if Mary's headed out there, because I saw Alice in Wonderland was over there.
She did leave already.
Oh, she left already?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe we'll get in line for Mary Poppins. Maybe not, but it was good to see her.
I know. That just made
cool.
my day.
That was awesome. All right, so I'm gonna head on into the Rose and Crown. I'm gonna get us some Strongbow and Black Currant. We love that drink. We're gonna go get 2 of those. Kristen informed me I was not allowed to film inside and carry 2 drinks because it's either the camera or the drinks. So I'm gonna go inside quick. I'm gonna get us our drinks. We'll come back out and we'll enjoy them in this nice, crisp, refreshing day here at Epcot. So let's head on into the Rose and Crown and get ourselves some pints. So we just stepped out of, and when I say we, I mean me, I just stepped out of the Rose and Crown pub here behind me with our Strongbow and Blackcurrant. Now, if you haven't gotten one of these before, it's Strongbow, which is a cider, so it does have alcohol in it, and Blackcurrant, which is, there's a special name for it, I can't remember what it is. They have all kinds of specialty drinks in there that are from the UK, like a snake bite and all kinds of other things. Their specialty menu is so fun, but this is, it's like an hard apple cider with this blackcurrant that is kind of like cherry-ish flavor. It's delicious and refreshing. Almost makes me forget about the No Mary Poppins ride. Kristen, what do you think? Good?
I'm forgetting about it already.
Delicious.
It's really good.
All right, so we're gonna enjoy our nice Strongbow and Blackcurrant as we make our way towards the front of the park. I wanna take a quick look at the area just around Spaceship Earth that they're definitely still working on. And then the front of the park, my favorite ride. Some news about my favorite ride to kind of wrap up this whole overview of the EPCOT experience. All right, let's get moving. Cheers, Prost. Point in case right here, this used to be one of my absolute favorite views of World Showcase. And in fact, I used to make it so that every night that I was here, I used to end the night always around the United Kingdom and Canada because I really liked this area for watching the fireworks. And the reason I like this area so much is because you can see all the countries. And you know, when they used to involve the countries more in the light show, you know, when all the countries had lights that used to come on? I can't remember, but I don't believe that happens anymore. For Harmonious, I don't believe that the countries are even really involved so much anymore. I loved when they used to highlight each country and there used to be music for each country that was, you know, culturally representative. Gosh, I really loved that. And I loved like you could kind of wave your arms with the beat and the lights here at the United Kingdom would come on, and you could go point over at Mexico and those lights would come on, and it's just not really like that anymore. I have to let go of the past, I guess.
You need to let go.
Epcot's always evolving. That was Walt's thing, so I guess I just need to let it go, huh? So we were just exiting the park and we saw that the Garden Rocks concert schedule is up, and Kristen had a little mini freak out because she saw that the M80s are gonna be here on April 5th to the 7th, her favorite band. And then I pointed out that not only are they gonna be here then, they're gonna be here the 4th of July as well. So they're gonna be the big band.
Headlining.
The M80s are gonna be headlining on the 4th of July here. Are we gonna come to that? I think
That's what I'm doing. I'm texting all my friends and family, like, take off. You're gonna see it. We're going to see them.
Kristen loves the M80s. If you don't know what the M80s are, they're like it's like an 80s ultimate
You
80s
can
cover
put the
band.
link.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely Google the M80s. They're pretty awesome. That's not their real name though.
Video of them.
Their real name is the Spasmatics.
The local band name is the Spasmatics.
The Spasmatics,
but for Disney
yeah.
purposes,
They're called
They
M80s.
have the M80s.
Yeah, but make sure you come check them out. They're pretty awesome. So as we come up here towards the front of the park, you can see Mickey and Minnie topiaries here for the Flower and Garden Festival. And here is where the showcase for the new Epcot is supposed to be. This festival area here in the center that is all a giant wall. And if you've been to Epcot in the last couple of years, you realize that they now make you split to either go this way or this way to exit the park. You can't go straight through. And now this area here where the fountain used to be, that big giant fountain, we don't really know what's going to go on in there. We do know that they're planning the Moana water journey is supposed to go on in there. There was supposed to be a 2-story giant festival area inside. You can kind of see a little bit of what's going on from the monorail track. So if you get on the monorail and you look down into there, I'm not going to show video of that just because it's construction video. Really kind of behind the scenes stuff that Disney doesn't want us to show. So I'm not going to show that, but there's a lot of construction going on back there. It was supposed to be at one time a giant festival area that was 2 stories tall, and I think it was supposed to have a television studio for their show that I was talking about, probably like a Good Morning America style Disney news show that I think that they were going to do from there. But right now it's just a giant wall, guys. It's just a wall blocking everybody out. And we're not sure what's going to happen. I know they're still planning to have the neighborhoods, the different neighborhoods of Epcot. You know, instead of Future World and World Showcase, they're going to have neighborhoods. They also talked about the play area, this play experience, and we haven't really heard much about that either. And that much of the information on the website has been removed, so it's hard to say what still is going to happen. I was really excited for this 2-story festival area that was going to have some giant green space. It looks like we're still going to have the Moana area, but it's going to be not really as promised. You can't blame them. The pandemic happened and some other things, but really it's not going to be this magnificent festival area as was promised. So you take the good with the bad, I guess. So everybody, I would like to know in the comments what your thoughts are about the future of Epcot and some of the projects that have been happening here. We kind of did a long tour around Epcot to look at some of the new things that are open, some of the things that were canceled, and some of the other things that might happen or might not happen. I would love if you would comment below. Let me know what you think about some of the attractions that they're keeping, some that they decided to not add on to. Just I'd love to hear your general thoughts about it. Let's head up to the front of the park. There is one last attraction on our way out that I have to talk about because there was a big refurbishment planned for it. That was part of the EPCOT experience as well. So let's head that direction and take one last final look. So as we make our way around here, I mean, half of this is beautiful, that fountain that goes up. The other half is still just construction wall, guys, and it's been this way for quite some time. I don't think it's going to be coming down anytime soon. I think that this, oh hey look, there's a little hidden figment right there. I think that these construction walls are going to be up for much of the foreseeable future. Unfortunately, I want my Epcot back so desperately in whatever form it takes. I would love to be able to walk into Epcot and have it feel like the Epcot that I'm used to. Even if it's a little bit different. Kristen, don't you love these floating little flower baskets? I've said it before, but Flower Garden's my favorite festival. I like it more than Food and Wine. It's so pretty. They do an exceptional job. Look at how pretty that is. I wonder what they're gonna do with this old cement here. They have these different little things in the cement here. When the wheel was invented, stone tools were invented. The alphabet by the Phoenicians, of course. Thank the Phoenicians. They invented it. So what are they going to do with this? I mean, half of it's covered by a construction wall. I would hate that they would remove it, but they got to do something. I just love those old things. Remember when you used to be able to walk through that thoroughfare there and they had the big giant Balzac balls? Yeah, I missed that too. If you remember the big Balzac balls that they used to sell over there by Interventions, comment. I'd love to hear about your experience with the giant Balzac balls. So we've talked a lot about the EPCOT experience today, everybody. The biggest thing for me that was going to happen with the EPCOT experience change was Spaceship Earth. Spaceship Earth was scheduled to have a 2-year overhaul, an overhaul that would change the entire ride. Recently, they released some concept art that showed some really cool additions and some changes to some of the show scenes. Guys, everybody will tell you how nostalgic I am about EPCOT. Spaceship Earth needed an upgrade. It desperately needed an upgrade. I will tell you what, that the day the parks closed for the pandemic was scheduled to be Epcot's last day. Like that was going to be the I'm sorry, not Epcot, but Spaceship Earth's last day. That was supposed to be Spaceship Earth's last day before closing for refurb, but they decided to not go ahead with that project. So Spaceship Earth is going to be left as is for now, and that massive 2-year overhaul refurb on permanent hold. So I don't know what they're gonna do about it. Like I said, it's my favorite ride. I don't want them to forget about it. Like I don't want that ride to be forgotten about. So I'm hoping that as things get better in the parks and as they decide to make more projects happen, I hope that they bring back the Spaceship Earth renovation. Really is necessary, I think. All right, everybody, well, that's it. That's our whole Epcot experience for today. Now, don't forget, the Epcot experience is closing on Monday, so you only have a couple more days to check it out. And then it's gonna close for good, and they're gonna do who knows what. Maybe they'll add some more dining experiences in that area, which is what they've had before. I did love the Epcot experience. I think it's a really good show. The projection mapping in there, it got me really, really psyched up about what was happening for Epcot. It was really cool to go back there and to look at what they said was coming and then what actually did come. And it was cool, and for a lot of it, they were right on. So it was a lot of fun to go check that out. So thank you for traveling around Epcot with us today. We appreciate you being here. Until next time, have a wonderful day.
Epcot, where the magic of possibility awaits.